Hello, thank you to be with me in this new video. I am Marisol Cruz from Lutterloh.ca, lacoupe-d'or.ca. Merci d'être là avec moi. Here I'm going to share with you the process I made to make my little jacket. I love it. It's a beautiful pattern that for full figure, the black silhouette. For the Lutterloh system, the golden rule, and this pattern comes in the edition 36, the last one, classic edition, full figure sizes. Comes just beautiful, all the patterns, and mine is the 57. Here it is. This pattern also is in the XXL edition, the new collection, the collection 2, in the XXL pattern. If you want to know about the difference between the regular patterns and the XXL kit, you can see this detailed video. Here it is. It's marked as a stretch fabric because you can use a beautiful stretch sport fabrics. I used a soft shell with fleece and works fantastic. I leave not too adjusted, but my measure was bust measurement 110 centimeters, all the contour in the fullest part of the back, in the fullest part of the bust. Remember, in the Lutterloh system, the golden rule, we use only 2 measurements, bust measurement for everything above the waistline. For example, the jacket, I use only bust measurement, and hip measurement for everything below the waistline, for pants and skirts, and the lowest part of a dress, for example. If you want to know all the basics, I invite you to see the video. The webinar is detailed how to use the Lutterloh system. So let's get started. This is the style 57. I have a photocopy, the styles and the pattern. And with this, I make also the little envelope from the edition 36. Here is the pattern. This is the front part with the 57 style. This is the front center and the front side. We have the facing, we have a zipper in the center, and we have a pocket with a zipper also here. Here we have the cross for both pieces. So I'm going to make all the piece complete, and we are going to cut it, give the seam allowance, and sew together. And here is the back part, the center that is in the fold of the fabric, and the back side. This is a princess style, so we have here 2 pieces in the back, 2 pieces in the front. Here is the pocket, the sleeve, and the hoodie. In here, that is cut twice for lining. And I'm going to make it simple. You will see, will be simple. This one is the little drawing in the back part. So we're going to start with the front. I'm going to tape it in the paper. In this part, I have the biggest number, 30.5, and in the lower part, 43 and 44.5. So I'm going to center it in my paper. My little scale, I'm going to find 110. Here is my measure. I'm going to pin it in 110, and I go to the center cross. So I'm going to put my cardboard underneath, and I'm going to pin it just in the center of the cross. I pin it here. my measure. And my metric tape turns around. I can start here in the lower part. So I'm going to align. In the first line I have 44.5. Yes, the dot is inside. So I'm going to check in the upper part. 30.5. Yes, it's in my paper. It's centered. So here is 38.5. Now I have 20 here and 15 here, 15. Now I have 12, 11. So I follow all the dots. Here I have 15, and later on I have 6. So this dot comes inside my paper. So I have 6 here that corresponds here. So I'm going to go inside and mark my dot. Here it is, in here. It's a copy, so you can make all the holes you need. So we go to 15 here. It's inside my paper. You can cut also the little pattern, so it's will be smaller and easier to make all these dots inside. And we have 6 again, so it's inside the paper. So I'm going to put it in here. I go inside, and here is my dot in here. So we can continue. Here is 21 to mark all the dots. 21, 27.5 here, and let me move it a little to make all these dots, and we have 27.5, 30.5 for the shoulder, and later on for the neckline 27.5, and we follow all the dots with care. And here 24, 25.5. We have the neckline here, and in the lower part we go to 43.5. Here we have 8, 14 for all the inside dots that we need, and again 8 and 14 here, 14 already, no, again 14 again, 22 here, 22 here, and 31 in here, and the first one was 44.5. You can mark all the dots in this on the side of the pin, so don't forget, you mark all the dots in the side of the pin, where the pin is in this side, to don't put it in both sizes. I have the curves. I have straight line on the side. I have straight line here and a straight line. And later on the armhole here with 4 dots, so we can join all the dots that match with the curve. I'm going to put this one, so we have it. Well, we have also the cross that was in here. You can mark the cross. I leave it too fast, but you copy the cross. And now we have here the curve. This one is for, like this is better, and we continue here, and we are going to separate both pieces. Is because we have a black line. That means we are going to separate this. We can copy in the, we can take a look of the pattern here. So let me see which one is the best line here. So here it is. Yeah, I can quit a little from this to make it smoother. And now from here I go to this side, and here I have this part that comes come from here. And go the upper part. And here we are going to match the cross. I don't it's just a little force. And I go to the upper part. And now I'm going to go, here is the armhole, here is the shoulder, so let me put it here in here. So you have here the neckline, so we look for 3 dots in here. These 3, mostly 4, and this one. Let me take a look of this. Yeah, and we have the straight line in the center front. So we are going to look for all the symbols. We can make a little line here, and we have the straight line. Here is a zipper. We're going to put a zipper in here. So I'm going to take the measure of the zipper I need. Here is the lower part. So now I have my pattern. Now I'm going to make all the symbols inside. So here I have 3 centimeters, and in the lower part I have 4 centimeters. I'm going to mark VM, my center front. I'm going to put I'm going to measure my zipper is 67 total, or 66 centered, so it's 66 centimeters for my zipper. And I'm going to mark 3 centimeters here and 4 centimeters in the lower part. Here my waistline, I'm going to look for my waistline, is this dot, is my waistline, and this one is my waistline from the other side. I have the perpendicular here, so I'm going to align with my center and with the dot in the waist. Here is my waistline. So I'm going to go mostly parallel from here, 4 centimeters. I have this curve that goes from 3 to 4. This one I'm going to copy for the facing. I don't know exactly if I'm going to make the facing like that, but this is my face. This part will be my facing. I'm going to copy a part for the and here is my strain of the grain. And you put all your pieces in on the fabric on the strain of the grain. So now I have A, that means front, AC, that means front side, and I have here a little A that will be my first step to sew. So a little A is the first step to sew the pocket. So I'm going to match it here, my pocket. This dotted line means here will be the pocket. It's only to position the pocket here. DD will be side with side. Now I'm going to make the back part. Here I'm going to put 1 until in the scale, and I'm going to go to the center cross. Now marking all my dots, 45.5. Here marking all the dots. Here I have 28, 25.5, 26.5, here 24.5. So now I have 18, here 6. So in the side of the pin 12.5 and 9.5, 7 here in the side of the pin, 7.5, here 19, here 38, 38, here is 45, here 31, in here 24, 15, here is 15, here is 24 again, here nearest 24 and 15. So we have all the dots. Here we start with 45.5. So now we are going to join the dots. Now maybe we can make change the color. Here we have a little straight line. So we can go. Here is dotted line, so is the fold of the fabric. Here we have the center back. The center back. Here is the neckline, the shoulder, the armhole, and matching 3-4 dots to have a beautiful curve. Here is the armhole, and we align it a little more, and here, well, this moves a little, we are going to align it, and here a straight line, straight line. And here we have the waist. Well, we can mark the waist, well, maybe at the final. Here I have the dot, but it's perpendicular to the center back. I'm going to put my cardboard, and here I need to go through the cross, and I go, here is my line. I can go also with this because this is smooth and smooth curve. So here from the cross to these three dots, and from here is open the curve. Maybe I'm going to continue with this one to don't make it too deep, the curve. Here, sorry, it's blue. Here is my black line, go up to the cross, and here is the other part. Open, more open, and make this curve in here from the cross. So the cross is also a dot. The little cross is also the dot. Here where I make a red, but that means it's blue. Later on we go to we can continue in curve, of course, to make these three dots. I'm going to make it smoother with this and with this to continue smooth this line, and I can make this one at the final. So I have the back part, M on the center back. That means it's on the fold of the. This is B. This is B side, and this one is the strain of the grain perpendicular to the waist. Is the strain of the grain here. Now you have straight line, and I'm going to finish here. Also the C, that means C with C, D, that was with the side from the front part, and that's it. Here is my sleeve. I'm going to put my cardboard in here. So I go with 110. You mark 110 here to the center cross, and we go to 40 in here. 40. Remember, always on the side of the pin. Here is 19. Here is 15, and we go to 13 and a half, 15, 17 and a half. Here is 18, 15, 13 and a half, 15, here 19, and now I have 40. Here I have 40. So I have all the dots up. Okay, so we have all the dots. And we connect them in here. So we have a straight line, We're going to make everything in blue. In here, have 3 dots. Later on we can turn for this 3, and well, it's the 4 also. And here, as you turn it, here, 3 dots in the upper part, and we connect them in here. And here is the straight line. So I have this line, and the strain of the grain goes perpendicular here. And I have E, means sleeve, a little V here, that means the front part of the sleeve. Forget also to mark the center, of course, of the sleeve. Cardboard underneath. I'm going to work with 110. So I go with 110 here in my scale. I go to the center cross, and I have all the dots. So I started in the corner 16, and you go all around 12, 13. The thing I love is you don't need printer to tape all the paper. Well, it's another job to have your pattern, and this one works by measure, so you can adjust exactly to your measure. 21 your patterns, 25.5, and the lower part we have 19. I have 17, 14.5, 13 here, 12, 11.5, 12, and like this. So now I'm going to join my dots, copying the lines. So here I have a curve, of course, maybe smoother, so I go with the designer curve because it's a smooth curve. And now here we have the curve like this, and here we have 3 dots in this part. So I'm going to make it in the center to don't like this. Now this is a straight line in here, straight line. Now a smooth curve, something like this. With this one, it's like no, I think it's a straight line here, and start the curve because it's the facing here is folded. So I have here, and later on I have this part. Here, so I have this measure is 3. I take this measure is 3. My dot marks this part. So here is, yeah, the face. This will be folded. Inside is this part is the facing. So we are going to fold it and sew stitch, top stitch to final. This is FF, means the hoodie. Here we have the little pocket. So this one has the cross outside. I'm going to put the cardboard and I go to the center cross. Here is 110, and I go to the cross, and now I'm going to mark all the dots. 31 in here, 25 in here. In the side of the pin I go to 25. Now I go to 37 here. I go to 17 and a half in here, 39 in here. I go to 23, 39, 39, 27, 39 and a half. Sorry, this is 39 and a half. Don't forget a little half. Here is 31, 38, and 35 and a half. 35 and a half. So we have a little space here. So we have here my marks, and I come with the curve to connect all these dots. So I have a soft curve here. Let me see, starting here, 3 dots, 4 dots, and connect. And here a little soft curve to finish this. And now I have 3 dots here, and a little half. I'm going to put a little half here to connect. 3 dots in here, 4 already, and to finish maybe it's like this, or maybe like this, to don't make a bull, to force it here. That's lovely. Now I have the strain of the grain like this. I can follow my little pattern, the little arrow, to transfer it here. This one I'm going to cut it here. That we need twice, and everything is well, this one is facing and the pocket, and it's a K, and say that this dot, the second dot, no, this dot will be to connect with the A in the front part here to up to here. Maybe I'm going to center it to make something like this, so I can try the paper pattern on me to position my pocket, and I'm going to measure how much is my pocket will be from here up to here by now. And my pocket means maybe it will be something 21 as maximum, so maybe it's something like that, but I'm going to look for 21 centimeters the zipper. So from here to here. So the little A is with the letter A with the pocket, and the little dot, the dotted line, is for positioning. The small dotted line is for the top stitch, for finishing, but this is longer dotted line, so it's to position here A with this dot A to finish the pocket. And here is D, will be D with D, the side to sew. First A, later on B, that is the seam all along. C is the seam in the back part, and D is the side. The ease on my pattern is okay. Maybe later on I'm going to make it in a stretch fabric, will be great also. So here is the strain of the grain. This is the length of my fabric. So here is my fabric, this aligned, and this in this fold. Here we have the back part on the fold of the fabric, and we have all the marks on the notches, dots. All my dots are notches. I'm going to cut 5/8 and 3 centimeters or 1.5 inch for the hem in the lower part. This is my back. I need the back side. I'm going to cut it later on. And here I have my front. I'm going to leave in the front and the front part and the side of the front. A means front and the C means the side of the front, because we have a seam in here. We have two patterns in the same pattern, so we need to separate, give the seam allowance to sewing together. So we are ready to cut this piece. Here we have the sleeve with all the marks and the side of the back. It's a B back, C side. With all the grain, the strain of the grain parallel to the savage of the fabric or the fold of the fabric, and here also or straight of the grain. So I leave 4 centimeters, something like 1.5 inch for the hem, and 5/8 all around. I am marking with this tool and all around, and all the dots here, the waistline. I'm going to mark my waistline, all the little notches I have for the time that I'm going to sew. So we're going to cut these pieces. Everything is fold on the fabric, so we have both 2 sleeves and 2 back and 2 fronts. Now we are going to cut the hood for our jacket. I already marked everything. I leave a little more extra for the finishing. Jacket has a little pocket, and here is my pocket, and here is the facing for the front part, so the zipper. But in that case I'm going to use this little fabric and something like mesh for double the front part. So I'm going to cut twice the front part in this fabric to make the pocket and the facing in one piece. So I'm going to cut this piece, this front piece, in the mesh fabric also. Now here it is my front part. In here we are going to put the zipper for the pocket. In the pattern we have the dots for the zipper, but I think we need more space. So I have an 18 centimeter zipper that I'm going to place it here. So it will be something like that. For this, in here. So for this we need first a little bias to sew it first. I'm going to cut something like 20 centimeters, and I'm going to open it with the iron. I have opened my bias. So I'm going to take out this one, and I'm going to sew the bias. First I'm going to put the bias in the side, a little 1 inch inside, and I'm going to sew not in 5/8, in 3/8, something like 3/8, to when I fold it, it will be inside in here. So well, let's go do this first. Well, now I have sew my bias in here, and I sew a little on my zipper. Now I'm going to iron it, give a press in here to fold it in the 5/8, something like this, to place now my zipper. I mark so here I already marked my pleat, and the thing I'm going to do is to place my zipper, my 5/8 in here, I place it. So we are going to sew in the beginning of the zipper. Here we go all around before the final. Here it is, my zipper. Yeah, in the both sizes. Also here. Now I have a zipper that is 65 centimeters. I have my front part. So the thing I'm going to do is to place it in here. So I'm going to start in my 5/8, and this one I'm going to place it like this until the final in here. And now I'm going to place it first to don't move. So now I'm going to put my mesh fabric and place it in the front. So in here I'm going to sew all along. So I'm going to have the left zipper. In fact, it's a zipper that you can open completely, so we can open it to separate, so we can work only with the left part. and we come back. We are going to sew this. Made a little guard for the zipper in the right side, so I sew the main fabric with a little fabric for the back. The thing I'm going to give is a good press in here and sew a straight stitch to fix this part. Here is the guard for the zipper in the right hand side. First I sew already the mesh with the front part. I have it attached here, so I know I'm going to align it with my other piece and align the zipper. So I'm going to sew the zipper here. I need to measure to place it and everything, and I can go in the, and later on I put the zipper in here with the overlock, and now I'm going to put the guard. I'm going to place now the guard. I'm going to move it for upper to leave for the finishing. I'm going to fold this at the finishing, and this one will arrive here. So I'm going to sew together this to have the zipper in the right hand side. They are already sewn together. Now I leave a little quarter of an inch move it. So I'm going to come here and sew a finishing straight stitch in the front of both parts for the finishing. Here I have my two front parts with the zipper already. So this one goes here and this one goes here. So it's just beautiful. Now we are going to put the side of the front in here. We have already the zipper, and we have this zipper also. So we are going to cut an angle in here to bring this part flat like this, to be able to sew it together everything. So here we are going to cut in angle in here, to put everything flat. And now I'm going to put the facing, of course, flat, like this. Now I'm going to put I have the side in here. I have the waistline. I mark already my waistline here, so I'm going to put the waistline in here. Here is the waist. This line comes in here. So here will be my waistline. So I'm going to sew for both sizes. First with the overlock. The serger is in French, but with the overlock we are going to make the finishing, and later on with a straight stitch. I already pin everything. in here, and I arrive here. So I'm going to make all the overlock first in the side, so it will be like this, but on the other side we have this. Well, I saw first in the overlock and later at 5/8 with the straight line, so it's like this. And now I can go again, sew a little more in here to fix this. And I'm going to give a good press to everything to come and make a straight stitch here for the finishing. We have everything here. I give a little press, and we have this part sewn, and I already sew a little more in here to be closer, the both up and down parts. And now we're going to give a top stitch closer to finish the front part and to continue with the back part. Well, the front part is ready with the zippers and everything, and the finishing. And here we go to our pocket. We'll need all the finishing later on. So now the back part will be easier. So we can mark, we already marked the waist. We can mark in the other side or waist. Yep. And we are going to sew the two side back. So here I have this part, something like this. So here is the waist. It's easier for me to make the over first to be go easy with the machine, with the sewing, and later on make the stretch stitch on the 5/8. So I'm going to pin everything in here to sew it. I pinned this side already. I'm going to go first with the overlock. So here it is, the back part with the ironing and the finishing the to make it flat and beautiful. So now we are going to sew the shoulders. We are going to put one side the fabrics, the front and the back, and we are going to sew the shoulders in here. So we are going to sew the shoulders, and after that we are going to sew the sleeve. I have the facing a little extra because I move it when I sew the zipper. So I'm going to come to sew my shoulders in here, both. Well, now I have already the shoulders in here. I sew first with the overlock and later on with the straight stitch, and now I bring the sleeve in here. I have my sleeve, so I'm going to put it in the center here with my shoulder. So I have this one. This little V is the center, is the front of the sleeve. Here I have the center of the shoulder, and this is my front part. So this one will come this side. So now I'm going to pin it first in the center of the shoulder, just in here. And this one I want to send it to the back, and this one is the front part. So I'm going to pin everything. So I have some dots to match, so will help me to match it correctly. This, so I'm going to send it for the lower part. We have here our sleeve. So here the front part, and now the back part. Here we have a notch, so we can match with our dart or sew, princess line over there. Here we are going to give an ease to fit the sleeve, and here we have the back part. So we're going to make the same thing first with the finishing, the overlock, and later on 5/8 the straight stitch. This is my sleeve. Here we have the sleeve, and we are going to give a good press in here. Here it is. I have already the shoulders. I didn't sew the extra stitch. You can sew it. Maybe if you want also for the sleeve in a double line. I'm going to leave it like that. And now we are going to join the sides. We are going to join the side and the sleeve in one step with the side in here. So for this we are going to turn in the under the arm. We have this one, this point. So here we send both of them to the sleeve. Here it is. So here is our point in here. Yeah. Now the sleeve here. And the other side we have the side in here. So we join these ones. So I'm going to start with the finishing, and later on at 5/8 I'm going to make my straighted. So here we have my side. Here we have the side and the sleeve. So we are going to sew. So here we are. Now I have sewn the side with the sleeve already together. I'm going to give a good press and sew a little straight stitch near the second one to flat my sew in here. Hello, I tried it to see how it fits. I think it's just perfect. I'm going to make the second stitch in here. I love it. Now is the time to make the finishings here, the sleeve, and I'm going to put a hood in here, so I think it will be great. Here it is. I have already the sides sewn with the double stitch. There's my pocket, and now the finishings. First I'm going to start with the hem. I have this beautiful Liberty BS that I took from Club Tissue. They have a beautiful styles and flowers and beautiful colors. So I'm going to take the right side here. I'm going to leave a little extra and I'm going to put it on this side, and I'm going to sew in the wrong side of my jacket inside. I'm going to leave like a quarter or a half inch longer here to finish it, and I'm going to sew all around to later sew in the other side. I'm going to make a top stitch in here to at the final make the hem, and this will be inside like this. So starting with the inside, placing inside the bias, I'm going to make this stitch. I have it like this, and I'm going to make the hood now. I have the hoodie now, and first I'm going to put some grommet like this in here, something like this in here. So I'm going to put my hole. Okay, so I go in here and I'm going to put this one black. So you have the grommet in here, and now the second one. This one to put the little cord that go inside. So we're going to sew first right sides in. We are going to sew all around in here. Well, now I need to adjust the hood because it was too big, and well, I'm going to put this adjustment in the video before the finishing, so you can save the adjustment later. Here I'm going to mark in here. I'm going to descoser this part of the bias so I can, well, so I cut all the extra for the hood already, and I have my BS like this, and the little cable too, this cord in here. So I'm going to sew in the line now the right sides facing. So don't forget to adjust your hood before you finish so you can make it easier. Here is the second stitch already. Before we put it on the jacket, we are going to make the finishing here. So I'm going to sew the BS in the on the side to make the finishing and fold it. I'm going to make something like this with the cord inside. So now I have the BS sewn. I'm going to fold it and sew a stitch, straight stitch, and I already have a cord that go through my little comet hole. Well, now I have my hood in here already with the little comets in here and sew inside. Now I have my neckline. I'm going to go first with the overlock, and I'm going to put this one like this to come to put my hood. Well, I already prepared my neckline here, and now I'm going to go in the middle. I have the mark, but now it's gone. So I'm going to go here in the middle to come in the middle of the hood, and here. I'm going to pin like this in here, the center. I'm going to use a little BS. I have a black one, and I'm going to fix everything in here. Here. Now I'm going to, for the finishing, and I'm going to make the other side the same, and I'm going to install a little black BS in here. So I'm going to start in this side. So I'm going to sew this one like this. Everything here like this. I'm going to go and sew these parts. So here I have the hoodie and my body. I sew a little BS here. So together I have this, something like this. With the BS, I can sew the second stitch in here. So I can do that. This one also you can finish by hand. So the BS and finish here at hand and make the second stitch in here I have here the hoodie and the finishing in here with two little cables. I have this white one, something like this. And now I'm going to make the finishing on the sleeves. I'm going to do is only to fold and sew. Here it is. I'm really happy of the final. And this is my jacket. I invite you to make yours and send me your photos. And the fit is just beautiful. Send me your comments in the video. Give it the like and subscribe to the channel to follow the next video. I am really happy for a beautiful rainy days like today. So here's the pocket with the BS, Liberty BS, a little detail that I loved. Also the hood has the BS. And tell me, what do you think? The fitting is just beautiful. So thank you so much.